Hello everyone, welcome to Jets TV. Please comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos as well. I want to thank everyone that does share my videos and watch my videos. You guys are just greatly appreciated, man. You guys are so awesome. So before I get into my wild card round recap of my picks, I want to talk about a little video I did with the channel by the name of Nick's Bros TV. Just an awesome guy. Him and his brother run the channel. They invited me to do kind of a collaborative video with them about the Jets. They're big time Jets fans as I am as well. You know, we just kind of attacked the Jets and recap their whole season. What went wrong? Personnel moves. You know, who needs to stay? Who needs to go? Our coaching search. Did I think that Rex Ryan was, really needed to be fired? Just kind of just attack the Jets from all aspects. Past and future moves that we need to make to get the franchise going in a positive direction. So it was I had a great time sitting down and talking with these guys. It's something that we're gonna do more often as well. So I'm going to put the link down below. Please go check out that video. Go over there, comment, rate, subscribe as well. They have a lot of really good content on their channel. And I want to thank them again. Salute to you guys for just inviting me. It was just an awesome time to talk Jets with them. So I want to thank them again. Please go over there and check them out if you can. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get right into my wild card round of the playoff picks. This is my recap, baby. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First game I want to talk about, Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. I took the Carolina Panthers in this game. That got me a win. Carolina Panthers 27, Cardinals 16. Let me tell you something, man. I sat here last week and I told you, Lindsey sucks, okay? The Arizona Cardinals quarterback just sucks. And it sucks that Carson Palmer's gone because, like I said, I love watching Arizona play. I think they play football the correct way. But they just didn't get it done. They just didn't get it done at all. Lindley only had, he was 16 of 28. He only had 82 yards throwing the ball. He had 1 TD and 2 interceptions. They're just not going to get the job done. The offense was trash the entire day. The offense was complete trash. Williams was their leading rusher. He had 10 rushes for 23 yards. Larry Fitzgerald only had 3 catches for 31 yards. The leading receiver for the Arizona Cardinals was Brown. He only had 4 catches for 34 yards. That's crazy. This offense was trash. It's just complete trash. The only thing that really kept them in the game, that really gave them life, was the fact that their defense was playing lights out. Was just clawing to keep them in the game. But they were also able to get some turnovers as well. There was a turnover on a punt return. Burson, who is the Panthers punt returner, he sucks. He's one of the worst damn punt returners I think I've seen in the league this year. He does a lot of really dumb stuff. And he was running under balls, trying to slide under him and catch him with like 4 Cardinals around him. He was just trying to make a lot of really dumb catches. And he fumbled a couple balls, but he only lost 1 fumble. But there was some that he bobbled and almost fumbled as well too. So he fumbled 1 and lost it. The Cards got it back. They were able to score it off that. It was just some turnovers by Carolina. Cam Newton had a turnover as well that kind of, got them back and kind of kept them in the game as well early in the game because the Panthers were up and they could have really put it away. But the turnovers just started with the Panthers and the bad plays and all these things going on. But Cam was able to kind of wrap it up and pull it all together in the 4th quarter when it really mattered. And he was able to come up big in that moment. He didn't play great the whole game. He took a lot of big shots from the Cardinals defense that really looked like they rocked him, really looked like they had him sore. And he fumbled as well. I mean, Cam only was 18 of 32. He had 198 yards throwing the ball. He also had 2 TDs and he had 1 interception, but he had a fumble as well. It was just turnovers with Cam. It was just the turnovers were just coming at kind of inopportune times, and they were making the offense for the Carolina Panthers kind of sputter in certain points. So, but like I said, Cam was able to pull it together and, just get it done in the moment where, hey, if you continue to play like this, you're going to give this game up. He just kind of was able to pull it together and say, all right, I'm going to will to a win. Jonathan Stewart was huge for the Carolina Panthers as well. He had 24 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown. That really, boom, took the Panthers off. Like, that really, really separated them from the Cards. The fact that they were able to really run the ball well as well. Just big time stuff like that. Whitaker was the leading receiver for the Panthers. He only had one catch for 39 yards on a screen. He had a touchdown as well off that screen. So, the Panthers played well enough just to keep the Cards at bay and win the game. Maybe if Carson Palmer was playing, we'd be saying something different about this game, but he's not. It was Lindsley. He sucks. So the Cards offense was just sputtering. And that's that. So I picked the Panthers. They won. That got me a win. Next game, Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh Steelers. I took the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game. That got me a loss. Steelers lost 17 Steelers, 30 Ravens. This is a game where I really felt like I underrated Le'Veon Bell not playing. I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers could really go in there and be one-dimensional and actually win. And I thought that the pass rush of the Baltimore Ravens wouldn't be able to get to Ben Roethlisberger, and boy, was I wrong. This defense of the Ravens stepped up and played extremely solid. That secondary wasn't just soft like it usually is every game. They were able to make some plays and pull some stuff together. They were not going to come out here and just, they were going to step it up, basically. They were going to pull it together and step it up. This playoff time, they're ready. So, Ben Roethlisberger was 31 of 45, 334 yards throwing the ball. He had a TD. He had 2 interceptions. One of those interceptions was by Terrell Suggs. Let me tell you something. Terrell Suggs stepped up in this game. That man had sacks. The interception that he caught, he actually knocked the ball down and was able to catch it in between his knees and roll it up so that he could keep hold of it and, get the interception. And I thought it was great. I thought that was one great interception for him to keep concentration and, know where the ball was and know where everything is and know that there was a big moment on the line, and for him to just keep his composure and catch that ball and pull it up from in between his knees and catch the ball. Just a great play by Terrell Suggs. And he was giving Ben Roethlisberger the business all day long. That guy was playing big, and he showed up big. With Le'Veon Bell gone, I thought that they could put together some things, maybe a 3-headed, monster of backs, maybe a combination of Ben Tate and the other backup they had, Harris. I thought that they could do some things. I was wrong. Harris was the leading rusher. He only had 9 yards for 25. He only had 9 carries for 25 yards. So it was just like, man, the Ravens really shut down the run game. They made them one-dimensional. And then the Ravens secondary stepped up. So it was like, whoa, where are they supposed to go? The leading receiver for the Steelers was Antonio Brown. He had 9 catches for 117 yards, no touchdowns. So with the turnovers and with Pittsburgh playing as solid as they were defensively, it was like, with the Ravens playing as solid as they were defensively, it was like, man, the Ravens have really come to play. On the flip side, offensively, I thought, Joe Flacco, this offense has been herky-jerky coming into the playoffs. What are they going to do? Joe Flacco must have heard me, because he said, you know what? I'm coming to play. Joe Flacco was 18 of 29, 259 yards throwing the ball. He had 2 TDs. He just came in there and just said, you know what? I'm going to play solid, and I'm going to get the job done. Jay Forsett had 16 carries for 36 yards. Steve Smith Sr. had 5 catches for 101 yards. It was just a solid game by the Ravens. It was just a solid game. We're going to come out here. We're going to play hard. Our defense is going to play hard. We're going to make them one-dimensional, and then we're just gonna clamp down on it. And it was just, the offense for the Steelers was so predictable. It was just crazy because they couldn't run the ball at all. Coming into the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, one of the drives where Ben Roethlisberger was really trying to keep the Steelers in the game, he got rocked and got a concussion. They took him to the sideline for the concussion protocol, and they're working on him. The backup, is taking the Steelers down the field. Heath Miller ends up getting rocked. He gets a concussion. They take him to the sideline too. So they keep on matriculating down the field. They keep on matriculating. Next thing you know, they get in the red zone. Ben Roethlisberger comes back out. He still looks rocked to me, and I'm wondering, why is he coming back out here? They let him play, let him in the game. He gets under center. He hikes the ball, looks around, and it looked like, there was no way that the receiver was open. There was 4 Ravens around him. And Ben Roethlisberger launches the ball, boom, interception. And he just looked so rocked. It looked like he had no business even being out there. So it was just like that, and that was the way that the game ended. You know, he was trying to fight to get his team, to keep his hope alive for his team, but it was said and done by then. It was already said and done. And with that, it was like, wow, you let him back out there where he clearly still looks rocked. He does not look okay at all. Even though he may have passed the concussion protocol, he still didn't look okay to me at all. So, you know, with that said, that got the Ravens a win. That got me a loss because I picked the Steelers. So it is what it is. Congratulations to the Ravens and your fans. You know, you guys are moving on. So next game I want to talk about. Bengals, Colts. I took the Colts in this game. That got me a win. Colts 26, Bengals 10. Listen, Bengals came in already undermanned. No A.J. Green, no Grisham. Okay, I told you Andy Dalton sucks, and what did he do in this game? He sucked. Andy Dalton was 18 of 35. He only had 155 yards throwing the ball. No TDs. Nothing. I mean, you know, they tried to run the ball. That ain't work either. Hill had 13 carries for 47 yards. He had 1 TD. You know, Gio Bernard was the leading receiver. He had 8 catches for 46 yards. I mean, Colts just clamped down on the Bengals. The Bengals weren't ready. This is another first round loss for them, in and out the playoffs. You know, Andrew Luck on the flip side just went off, 31 of 44. He had 376 yards throwing the ball. He also had a TD. You know, Heron, who came up big for the Colts. He made a lot of big runs, a lot of punishing runs. He had 12 carries for 56 yards. He also had a TD. Side note, Heron could be a very good receiver or a very good running back in this league, but he has got to stop fumbling. That dude had 2 fumbles today. 2 fumbles on that day. 2 fumbles. That's not going to work in the NFL. He's also had a history of fumbling as well throughout this season, but you can't do that when you're moving into the playoffs. You're going to play some really good teams, and if you continue to turn the ball over like that, you're going to lose games. That's factual. You just ran into the Bengals with a trash offense. That's what really got you off. But, you know, for the Colts to really get moving and they want to hand this guy the ball, he's got to secure the ball. T.Y. Hilton had 6 catches for 103 yards as well. I mean, it was just you know, the Colts just did what they needed to do and they took care of business. The Bengals were no threat offensively. I mean, like I said, Andy Dalton sucks, and especially without A.J. Green and Gresham, it was just not enough. So shout out to the Colts fans. I took you guys. That got a win, and they got me a win as well. Last but not least, man, the game of all games. Lions, Cowboys. I took the Lions in this game. That got me a loss. Lions 20, Cowboys 24. Let me tell you something. This was a game where, coming out, even in my picks, I said, hey, I think Detroit's front line is going to be able to get after Dallas. I think that there's going to be a lot of trouble trying to contain them. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball either on the Lions. The running lanes are going to be shut down. I took the Lions because of that. First half, that's exactly what happened. There was no run game. I mean, no run game. Even throughout the whole game, the Lions shut down the run game. DeMarco Murray only had 19 carries for 75 yards, and he had a TD. That was it. I said they're going to be all in Tony Romo's face. They're going to be all around him. He's going to have some trouble. He's going to look sore. He's going to look jacked up. Those fractures, the healthiness of his back is going to be tested. He's going to be on his back a lot. And he was early in the game. The Lions actually finished the game with 6 sacks. Tony Romo was 19 of 31. He had 293 yards. He had 2 TDs. Okay? But he was getting rocked in that first half. He was absolutely getting rocked. Okay? But in the second half, the referees just really stepped in and said, it just seemed like every single call that was made was just Cowboys. Every single call was for the Cowboys. And it was a lot of calls in that second half that just made you go, and a lot of these things, the Lions got up early by 14. And then the Cowboys were able to score and come back. But as I said, going into that half and after the half of coming back out, it was like the Cowboys were allowed to hold offensively. There were a lot of holding calls that should have been called on Dallas's offensive line. I mean, just flat out holds. Don't get me wrong. I've been watching football all my life. I understand that holding, technically you can call holding on every play. But there were some blatant holding calls that was just not even being discussed. I mean, it was crazy. One in particular was Smith, one of the tackles, Tyron Smith for the Cowboys, literally took his hand and stuck it in Ziggy Ansah's face mask and was pulling him as he was blocking him. And it was as plain as day. It was as plain as day that he was doing that. It was as plain as day. There were at least 3 or 4 plays where Sue was being held, not just held, but outright tackled. Like, he was being tackled by guards. He was being tackled by tackles. It was crazy. It was outright craziness. And it was like, whoa. But the big time call that really blew the minds of everybody, including myself, was for Pettigrew. Pettigrew gets off the line. The Cowboys defender, gets beat off the line, turns around, he grabs Pettigrew, the back of Pettigrew's jersey, and pulls him. Pettigrew smacks his hands off, keeps running because he's still beating him. The ball gets in the air. Pettigrew looks back. He turns around to catch the ball. And as he's turning around to catch the ball, the Cowboys defender is literally not playing the ball, doesn't look back, nothing. Just runs straight through him. Runs straight through him and knocks him to the ground. The ball goes to the ground. So the ref, boom, pulls out the flag, boom. That clearly is pass interference, all right? Throws the flag down, okay? The initial call, pass interference. He throws the flag down. Dez Bryant, Dez Jellybean Bryant, Dez Bryant runs from the sideline with no helmet on, runs onto the field, okay? Yells at the ref. He's yelling at the ref with no helmet on. The ref comes over. They get together. They pick up the pass interference call, say there was no pass interference on the play, and they don't give a flag to Dez Bryant for running from off his bench onto the field of play with no helmet on while he's not even supposed to be on the field. They give him no flag for that. There's no personal foul, no nothing for him. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I mean, it was like, what? I mean, so when you watch the whole game and you see these things going on during the second half where the Lions pass rush was effective in the first half and they were all over Tony Romo, they come into the second half, the pass rush is being pretty much kept at bay by blatant holding, and then you get this call, and then there was another call on top of that where the Cowboys were driving to get ahead in the game, and there was a pass interference call where another blatant holding was called to keep their drive alive, and then they got another holding call, and then they got a pass interference call again, and then they were able to score with another holding call that should have been called. They scored on a play where it was blatant holding. It's just like, man, that is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, it looked really weird, but I mean, it's hard for me to say. I mean, I will say the refs literally handed the Cowboys this win. They literally handed the Cowboys this win. That's how instrumental they were in this game. It's crazy. It was blatant. Even the league comes out after. Even the league official, the head of the league officials came out and said that should have been pass interference. The league came out and said it should have been pass interference. They also acknowledged there were other calls that were missed in the game that should have went for the Lions. It's just ridiculous. Just incompetent refereeing at its finest. Williams actually had a decent game for the Cowboys as well. He had 3 catches, 92 yards. He had 2 TDs. On the Lions side, Matt Stafford played solidly. He played okay. He was 28-42. He had 323 yards throwing the ball. He had a TD. He also had an interception. I felt like the Lions should have ran a little bit more. Jacque Bell only had 12 carries for 43 yards. So there was next to no run at all. There was a 4th and 1 conversion that they should have converted. I thought they should have ran the ball, but they ended up throwing the ball. And that was the that was the pass interference call that should have gotten called, but they got picked up. Golden Tate had a solid game for the Lions as well. He had 6 catches for 89 yards. He also had a TD. Calvin Johnson had 5 catches for 85 yards as well. like I said, I just think that the referees really stepped in this game, and they really made it about calls and not about the game. They really blew a lot of calls in this game. Really, really did. And like I said, I know the Cowboys fans are always in my inbox, but let me tell you, I'm telling you, the refs handed you this game. So enjoy it while you can. I took the Lions in this game, so that got me a loss. Thanks, refs. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Again, please watch the video that I've put in the description down there that I did with Nick's Bros. Awesome guys, awesome channel. Salute to you guys if you're watching as well. And please stay tuned, guys. I'm going to do my divisional round picks for the playoffs as well. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.